Alright, let's cook up some guide. Not right now. Um, oh, this is good. Alright. Welcome everyone to my sushi guide for season 10. Yes, this is a season 10 sushi guide. Will absolutely help you to climb on the ladder. This guide is very basic and very easy to follow. So you can see the villagers are as well at the top. I don't need to always tell you where to put them, right? Correct. So what you need to do firstly with sushi when you are entering into season 10, very simple. Send your send your 5 villager that you have, coming out from the TC, to send them to wood. Okay, so you send those villagers immediately to your wood to get to that 10 wood, but do not throw the wood inside your TC. Instead, just build a mill very close to your TC. Don't let the sheep to be eaten at the side of the TC, because there's a high chance the villager will drop the food to the TC, but try to eat on the other side of the mill, so there is zero chance for the villager to drop the food inside the TC. And again, this is perfecto since you are not playing Pro Scout. Again, if you are looking for Pro Scout builds, these are not Pro Scout builds. All the builds I will upload for season 10 is... You know what? No more games. Yes, correct. How did you know? These builds and what I'm talking about right now are gonna be normal, easy to do. Okay, so let's continue. We send the villagers to chop the wood. Now we are building the meal and boosting with an IO. It's very important. Boom. Wood dropped, and now the villagers will go and collect the meat of the sheep. What the other villager do, the first villager come out of the TC, we'll build a mining camp, we'll build a village, and after that go back to gold, while you are still sending villagers to your sheep. Now here, it's very important to scout around the map. As you can see, I'm scouting around the map, and have a really good idea where to build your landmark. Now, you want to get the most resources out that you can get from the meditation garden. Here is a really good example. So this gave me 50 gold and 30 wood, total of 80 resource per minute. Now, if you are checking the minimap and checking everywhere, there is no better location than I had this one. If you can reach at least 75 resource or over 75 resource, that's a really good meditation garden. So like here, if I put it here, that's just 75 resource. I'm getting 2 stone, 1 gold. But again, here this is 80 resource because 2 gold and 30 wood I'm getting very soon. So now, as you see, the basic of food villagers, gold villagers, getting the taxes out of the mill. I already got some of the taxes out of the mill with the Imperial official, and this is reducing your macroing, your APM as well, that the mill is very close to the TC, so you can just right click, and boost it again. Look, just right click like it, right? That's what I did. I right click the mill, right click the TC, and boom, supervise back to the mill. That's it. You just need to supervise it. Okay, let's see what happens a little bit later. And again, you will able to do this build in season 10, the whole season 10. There is no hocus pocus pro scouting or anything like that. This is a really basic sushi build. So now we are building the meditation garden, and after that I will build a Jangdan Tower. Now what's gonna be really interesting in this build, that I will build a stable. You don't need to build a stable. The reason why I did that because I'm playing against the Templars, and the Templars have Pilgrim that goes to the sacred side and drops the gold, right? So what you can see, I'm making extra Imperial officials as well. When I had how many villagers? I have 18 villagers. So at 18 villagers, I'm making 2 extra Imperial official to make sure to boost wood and stone to build the second TC. Because second TC is very important, and wherever you are building your granaries, make sure the Jannan Tower is close. So don't build the Jannan Tower in the front, but make sure the Jannan Tower is very close to the granaries. And you are asking, Corvidus, why do I build the Jannan Tower close to the granaries? Well, the reason behind that, because you can drop off taxes inside the Jannan Tower. So when you have IOs collecting taxes all around your base, it's very, very useful to not really, build the farms or let the villagers to drop, so villagers drop the food to the town center rather to the granaries. So you reduce the walk time of the Imperial official with a close by Jannan Tower to your granaries. So my granaries will be positioned right here. So now you see I'm going to get some stone and wood. And again, this is insanely basic, very, very nice build order. By the way, just let you know, I've won this game as well. So, but it's insanely basic. So like, I built a stable and then I didn't even make a horseman out of the stable. I just made a stable and let one horseman to get out of the Jannan Tower. Because as you know, receive a free unit at the tower whenever a barrack, archer range or stable is completed, or receives a free villager when a town center is completed. So that's how the Jannan Tower works. So instead of spending another 120 resources on a horseman, I will get it for free from the Jannan Tower, which helps me to do some early raid or stop the Knights Templar Pilgrim. Now this not just useful against Knights Templar, you can use it against other civilizations as well, but this is some theory crafting, some idea that you can use later on your games. So now it's very, very simple. If your opponent is not that aggressive, this is what you can do. Okay, let's say my opponent is a little bit passive. Just go for deer. Nobody cares. Just go for deer. Is he gonna do any damage to you? Fucking no. Oh, sorry. Not really, because you're just going to the deer. He's not doing any damage. Maybe he's going to TC as well. So his production buildings will be very, very late as well. So you can just go for the free. You can build here 1 tower or 2 tower, but don't be scared of going deer. If your opponent is aggressive, of course, you are staying at your base. You are eating your berries, yum, 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 or you are eating your sheep. That's perfectly fine. But what you need to do very, very soon as well is to build your granaries and make sure an IO is boosting it. But currently, we are using our villagers to gather up all the deer meat, right? You can still see at the top the villagers how I distribute them. And I'm doing some little bit of military in the feudal, but of course my goal is to get to castle. But now I'm getting the free Chiganyu, building some archer ranges and making the Chiganyus themselves, because I want to make a little bit pressure. I don't want to all in. I'm doing a 2TC build. I don't want to all in. I just want to make sure I'm doing a little bit of pressure on my opponent, so he doesn't feel as comfortable, even doing some little damage around his villagers, right? So just a little bit of a pressure and fooling around of his economy. So at the home base, as I said, you want to build the granaries like this: granary, farm, and make sure you have enough in time. This is a really good position like this, because you can just build here a wall, like a stone wall, and then those villagers are really well protected against raids. Even though your opponent goes to the next stage, don't be afraid of the opponent going to the next stage, because you are playing one of the Chinese variant, which is the Zushi Legacy, which also ages up very, very fast with a small amount of villager. You can go up with 8 or 10. Look at that age up timing. That's crazy. Went up like like Speedy Gonzalez, just going up immediately. Oh, by the way, the caster UI is working now, so the destroyer and the army shows the correct numbers, and the worker kills show the correct, everything shows the correct numbers now, just let you know. and a lot of things got fixed as well. Amazing. So as you can see, I did some raiding with those early chicken use. I managed to kill 12 villagers, or 12 workers, let's say 13 workers now, and 14 and 15 workers. So I'm very ahead, because I had units in feudal and aged up at the correct time and building granaries at the same time. It's very easy to do all of this, and you don't even need like 3000 APM. Most of the people who watches me, they know I'm like eating shit. Okay, I don't eat chips because I'm on diet and I'm losing weight and everything, but you know what I mean. I'm just, you know, just lean back, just like halfway sleeping in the game. Sometimes I'm just waking up and trying to feed the birds outside by calling their name. So that's how simple the things I'm doing with Zushi right now, and this build, this everything can be easily your favorite Zushi build. So instead of the monks, like who want to micro and everything monks, just go up with the Mount Lu Academy, get your sexy upgrades out of the Mount Lu Academy, and that's it. You don't even need to micro those monks. If you want to collect relics, just build a monastery. Build a monastery. Use our gold for that. But Mount Lu Academy offers you all these very sexy upgrades, and you need to get them. Okay? To chat and everyone. So, building up these amazing granary and farms, having a really good economy, making chicken use, and slowly preparing my everything like barracks, stables, and building walls around my base to make sure I will not get raided by those heavy spearmen of my opponent, right? Or the horsemen, or the Templar brothers, or the knights, of course. So now I'm building up the buildings I require to kill my opponent. If you are playing against French, you might need a lot of crossbow due to the knights. But again, for mid shield you have the palace guard and the spearman. But again, the Chiganu is insanely good against light melee infantry, and you will need grenadiers. Now the biggest problem with Zushi is people trying to spam grenadiers. You don't need to spam grenadier, just have 3 or 4 grenadier with Zushi, because the hard case bombs just applies a debuff, right? This debuff doesn't help other grenadiers. So if you apply this debuff with the grenadier, the second grenadier will not do more damage. Every unit type that has pierce damage or melee damage, they will do 15 extra damage. But it's not true for siege, aka pure, aka chaos, aka true damage. So that's not true, since the Grenadiers has siege damage, which is the chaos damage, the pure damage, the true damage of the game. They have siege damage. It does not apply to other Grenadiers or siege, sadly. It applies to Springgold, because Springgold has a piercing damage, but it doesn't apply to Nest of Bees or doesn't apply to Bombard, but it applies to every other unit that does not have siege damage. It even applies to Keeps, because they have piercing damage. Alright, so you are making the correct units. By the way, hi Twitch chat, hi YouTube. So you are making just the correct units of what the opponent is making. It's very easy to see what kind of unit you need to make. Just click on it, you see heavy melee infantry. A crossbow does bonus damage against heavy. So you need to make crossbow against the unit that you are playing against. If he has horses, horsemen, or knight, spearman is always a good option. If he has archer, then you are making news, which also will have more range if you research the bolt magazine. So as you can read, it will increase their range by 0.5 and also receives +1 damage against light melee infantry, which is actually +3 damage if you think about it, because the Chiganu has 3 burst attack. So instead of 666 to a spearman, it will do 777. Now that sounds very crazy, right? Instead of 666, it's 777. That's really nice. That's extra 3 damage. Just saying, just let you know. Just saying, that's 3 extra damage, not 1 extra damage. Alright. So now that we are getting up the rest of the deers as well, we can go to another deer pack even, or we can continue our granaries. Both idea is amazing. Continue your granaries, or going for the second deer pack you have, or you can gather the berries. Don't forget, because if you get the upgrades from your Mount Academy, you are kept at 4 IO, right? But with Zushi, from the Mount Academy, you have an upgrade that you can increase the IO numbers, the Imperial official, the IO numbers to 6. So now, as you can see, I have 5 Imperial officials, and in the future I will make the 6th one. So you can put the Imperial officials, boosting your economy all around. And you can get to the safe food as well if you don't want to immediately transition into granaries. Alright, so you are making the right unit comp, you are doing some map control as well. You made sure to get a little bit of stone. It is very important, because you can see at the top where I relocate in the villages and etc. It is very important to also maintain map control. Now, what is the best idea to maintain map control? Building keeps. That's correct. That's right. So you need to build keeps. Build a keep around the large gold or the sacred site to maintain map control. Bring your military as well, and make sure your opponent will not build keep around that area, just like I did. I brought here my army. Sadly, this Imperial official will die. I brought up here my army to protect my villagers so I can build up the keep. And see, I'm not even scared of the Mangonas. People would like, oh, Mangonas, I'm gonna lose my whole army. What should I do? What should I do? Just don't give a fuck. Fight against his army while microing your range units. Because most of the time, a Mangona will try to shoot at your range unit. That means, most of the time, you need to micro your range units, right? And that's it. Oh, lost 1 Chikanyu. Who cares? He lost 2 Mangonas. Wow! Great success. Let's home again. Don't forget to increase your farm number. With Zushi, you have much cheaper farmer with Song Dynasty. Only 53 wood. Yeah, I'm not even, listen, I'm not joking. I'm telling you the truth. I have 53 wood granary farms. Oh, whoa, look at these farms are just coming up. I'm just watching my own farms, and they are like, as you can see, and I'm building all those juicy farms around the juicy legacy, right? So at the same time, I'm doing some push, doing some damage to my opponent. He has heavy units. I have a very good amount of crossbowmen. And look, see, you don't need to spam grenadiers. Where is the little bastard? I have that one little grenadier, see? Hard case bombs research, and I'm using one grenadier. I don't have like brilliant grenadiers, because one of the guy commented on YouTube, like, and how do you use the grenadiers? I can make them 100 of them. You don't need to. For Zushi Legacy, the grenadier supports a plays a support role. It's a support unit, like the Matter for Ottoman. The grenadier just debuffing units, and that's all. Of course, it has true damage, aka siege damage, but look at that debuff. Yeah. So nice, so juicy, dude. That was the best, dodge of all time. It didn't even hit me. Okay. So let's see what happens. Still making the correct units to counter his military, while keep building some farms. Now you can see the resource per minute, and my opponent is keep pushing keeps, but again, because I did so many damage to his villagers, he's on 60 villager, but I'm on 100, because I'm making the correct unit composition against his army. And you don't want to let him to build that many keep. Of course, he built up that keep, but what was the cost? So far, 48 villager was the cost of those keeps. So now you are if you are getting raided like this, that I'm getting raided again, don't feel sad, don't feel lonely. It's fine. you might lose a few villagers. That happens with everyone. See, a few villagers die. You are bringing back those villagers behind your walls, and if you don't have like a very secure wall, aka the stone wall, you just build it up and make sure you just continue with the granaries and the farms. Don't forget, 1 IO at this point of game, 1 IO per resources is perfectly fine. Okay, so you put 1 IO on wood, you put 1 IO on gold, you put 1 IO on food. So try to use the Imperial officials wherever you are getting resources. Let's say I grab this amount of villager, I put here a mining cap, I just find 1 IO that's like, hello, I'm collecting the taxes. No, fuck you, don't collect my tax. You go there and you're supervising those peasants, you know what I mean? So that's what you need to do, and always work with your IOs around that. Having IOs on granaries is really good as well. As you can see, this IO is on the granary and supervising it. Around, let's say, 2 layers of farm, you can build another granary and just supervise that granary to make sure you are getting a crazy amount of resource per minute. Because don't forget, IOs are really good to generate resources. Really good. If your opponent has keep, we are back to the method of like trebuchet, let's trap them down, you know, like what they saying, that's like let it go, we're gonna let it trap. If your opponent has keeps all around the map, just make sure you have trebuchets ready and trap them. At the same time, this is very important what I'm going to show you, and that's gonna be the end of the very simple Zushi guide. So, just the casual fight that you will have against your opponent, destroying some of his siege, which is again amazing, destroying the keep, which is again perfectly fine. That's what you need to do. Try to focus down as much as you can. Oh, don't forget, Grenadiers good against buildings, so they are not just debuffing, they are also good against buildings. Okay, so since we are making Palace Guard, don't forget, Palace Guard are really fast. So we are using their speed as well to make sure you can do a crazy run-bys like this. Like, you can put the Palace Guard on the enemy siege and like while the nest of bees are helping as well to like destroy Springle, destroy mangonels. Amazing. 10%. I would always suggest this. IGN 10%. What you can do as well, you don't need to collect the taxes from all these barracks. Okay, what the IO collecting here is already crazy good, because also is Zushi IO, and Imperial Official collects taxes twice as often and also collect 20% of taxes as food. They are doing this at home 24/7. They are like the biggest tax collectors. So 350 build barracks on the front line to always make sure your military will come into action much sooner, much faster, right? That's why I'm building all these amazing barracks. If you are losing one barrack, who the hell cares? It's 26 minutes into the game. So if you can push your opponent to focus another side of the map, let's say, oh, there's a keep, now let's push this. So most likely your opponent will focus that because he needs to protect the sector side, he needs to protect the large god, and etc. So by showing this that you are focusing on one target, you can send the Palace Guard like this, all of them into his base because they are fast. And why is the Palace Guard OP, or why do pro players love Palace Guard or units that high movement speed? Because they just run to the enemy base and do a crazy amount of damage. See? I'm just running. I don't care. He has units, counter. I don't care. Go. Don't stop. Find the villagers. Scatter them. Slaughter them. War crimes. Everything. Put together. Distract. Music. And that's all you need to do with the Palace Guard. Just go to his farms, do some damage, and that's how you will play Zushi Legacy. Very simple. Granaries farms, 2TC, and here you go. Now in season 10, most likely you will climb higher because now you will know how to play the most simplest build in Season 10, Zushi Legacy.